The desktop actually looks a lot better than that because it's on a higher res. This is because of the screen behind me. I'm Fred Yee. I'm with Active Conversion. We have I think a boring product compared to what we've seen so far today, but it's meant for B2B marketing automation. And what that is basically it solves a problem where 97% of the visitors to your website, especially a business website, do not contact you, right? Sometimes it's much less than that. You might get 1%. What we found out early on when we were developing this product, we started our company in online marketing, online advertising, Google, and all that sort of thing, is people would come, we'd get them to come, but they wouldn't contact because, like you guys probably already know, you go to a website, and especially if it was a business one, and you fill out that form and say, bug me, you're going to get bugged, right? Even if you are interested in that product. So we had a lot of customers come to us and say, well, we know people are coming. We have these things called web analytics telling us we're getting a lot of traffic. So we came up with something called Active Conversion. I think I'm just going to pull up this one diagram that kind of explains what I was just explaining. I've got this point. I got this little thing here. You got all sorts of traffic going to a website, and you don't know who they are, what they want, etc. What we did was build some technology that takes all that traffic and turns it into qualified leads. So what we do is we score the leads, and then we convert those leads into prospects for that business. And just go log in. That's close to being like a PowerPoint. Okay, that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Okay, this is the login screen. I'm going to show you some real data. We had a whole bunch of customers. Some of them let us use their data for demo purposes. This is a good size. This data is empty. So maybe we took it out. Maybe this data okay, now we got live data.
So this is live data that we are looking at.
This is live.
All right.
Real customer, hey, he's doing really well. What we have is some basics. There's an analytics back end for this, right? So it's recording a lot of data, but what we try to do is take that data and turn it into intelligence, for these sales teams around the world, for Evans in this case, so they can tell who's looking at their product, right? And there's a lot of value to that I should explain. There's the initial visit, right, from a business to another business, right? In this case, they sell a lot to military installations, NASA, etc. Anybody that's looking for control room type furniture, and some of the things that occur in this, like the sales cycles for these things, are 18 months, 24 months, etc. Right? So what they need to know is when they're engaging, maybe initially, and also re-engaging later on. What we start with, these are meters. Like I guess they need to be recalibrated if you're getting a lot of traffic. Number of visits. It's set right now at 1,500, so it's kind of going over the top right here. But this is just the number of visits they've had in the last 7 days. the number of pages viewed, right? That's pretty standard for analytics. But what we've done differently is we can also identify for them the number of leads they're getting. They're just going crazy here. It's set usually to 90 being a good job. They're getting actually 354 leads in the last 7 days. Now, in the past, this would have been really difficult to do because you don't really know what's going on. Salespeople, old school way of finding out if they have leads is to call up and go, okay, would you like to have a meeting, right? Or are you ready to buy? All those sort of things. Most people, when they're buying, especially in a B2B environment, will be visiting the website. You know, at the beginning, during a research cycle, when they're getting closer to buying, other people from the same company visit. So when you know that's going up, that's a good thing. And then, again, last 7 days, 70 qualified leads. What we mean by qualified leads is they've actually met some criteria, like they've bid back a number of times, they have responded to an email that had been sent out to that prospect, etc. So let me just, this is probably the sexiest part of the whole product there. Just by people showing up, we can kind of tell them who they are, right? Again, these are companies, people from those companies visiting have not identified themselves. These would be pretty valid. Raytheon, that's a defense contractor. Diebold, you know, they make the voting machines and ATMs and so on. Bank of America. These are valid customers of theirs.
Do you use the IP address to tell which company, and in the case of...
that's for the end.
Oh. Whoops. But the executive office, is it the same? Sorry, I'll let you...
I'm just kidding you, Kempton. Miss Kempton got me to come do this. We can tell the number of companies. That list you saw there was just a summary of some of the ones from the last little while. If I were to roll down this thing here, there's probably dozens of them, right? And a cool thing we can do with it is we have a relationship with Jigsaw, which Patrick actually helped us set up. Where, let's say, okay, we know Goldman Sachs visited it, right? Big investment company in New York. But we've never called on them. We don't know who to call. But we probably know who's looking to buy at that company, right, based on their title. So we do an auto login to the Jigsaw database. Do you guys know what Jigsaw is? Other than Patrick? Okay. All right, we'll start from the beginning. Jigsaw is a crowdsourced contact database. So all these salespeople all over the world put in all these business cards that they've gotten from calling on other businesses. And so all these other salespeople become members of this community, and they share this 6.5 million contact database. So if I need to know who a contact is at Goldman Sachs is, I can log into this thing, pull it up, find out the size of Goldman Sachs off of the public information, and also get the email and direct dial phone number for that person.
Michael Arrington with TechCrunch calls it the most evil company out there. So what it is actually non-permission based. So if I were to collect everybody's business card tonight, and I were a member of Jigsaw, I would enter in all your information into Jigsaw, and then I would get the same number of contacts back from Jigsaw. But it works.
Or as Guy Kawasaki says, I'm worried about people who use this, but I'd be worried if the companies I fund don't use this, right? So, and then we use something called Google to also get information. So let's just say you didn't know who Bank of America was, you know, without a lot of work, you could probably just click on that, get it right into it. A lot of times Google will come up with information, you know, right in the description field. Now you're probably thinking, okay, well, big companies, maybe I really want to know who I'm talking to, right? Who's really in charge? Well, there's a portion to the product that I'm not going to get into a lot of detail where we also identify the exact person, their email address, Let me just kind of go through some of the headings here. Remember I was telling you how if we score these leads based on how many times they return, how many pages they look at.
2 more minutes.
They're responding to emails. Or not, they're going to certain pages on the website that are probably key, like pricing or about pages, things that would give you a pretty good idea that this person or this company is looking to buy something from you. And a salesperson would take this information and probably have this great triggering event to know that this company is probably ready to make a move, right? Am I 2-minute mark yet?
Yeah, 2 more minutes.
2 minutes?
I've added time for the delay.
I'm going to kind of go back here to wrap it up real fast. It's the summary page that has kind of all the various things. Products made for use by both marketing and sales. How we get it into salespeople's hands is we have also a partnership with Salesforce.com. So that same information you saw there, it would actually get automatically delivered to a salesperson's account. So that Goldman Sachs one, let's just say he was waiting for some action on that end. Well, next day when he logs into a Salesforce account, there'd be a little activity thing there saying Goldman Sachs just visited, so he would know again that it's probably time to take action on it, or at least know what was going on. Something real cool we just put in, but there's no data to show, but it's on that demo site I was trying to log into, is we can even do intelligent things like put in a company name that you're looking for to visit your site. So let's say you've been calling on Goldman Sachs, but they haven't been responding, and you'd be very interested because there's a $10 million deal on the line. They come visit, it would trigger, an email would arrive on your BlackBerry and say, okay, you guys you've been waiting for are ready to do something. Some basic information for marketing, you know, how they get to your website, and believe me, people come a lot more by search engines than you would ever imagine, even if they know the name of the company, right? That's what they'll be typing in. They don't go by direct URLs. Keywords, very similar to this, but not always the same. Again, what's triggering that visit? You can tell where it doesn't show the company name. You know, if I show you on one of the reports here, not only who it is or what company it is, but what they were looking for. It's a big database, especially for these guys. That you can tell, okay, it's Bank of America, they're looking for display consoles, or here's an actual example. Raytheon, looking for control consoles. The LA office, most likely. Look at 32 pages. They're not just, you know, they didn't just bump into that website. They obviously like what they saw. They spent a lot of time there. And you can do some real analytic type stuff, like pull up all 32 pages of what they were looking for. How am I doing, Kempton?
You are up in time.
All right, that's the demo part.
We have time for 2-3 quick questions. Go ahead.
Hey, Fred.
Mark.
Just about leads and qualified leads. So how do you differentiate leads and qualified? How do you actually determine they're real leads and further break it down to qualified leads?
Well, there's some user-defined screens that I didn't get into, where you define what you would consider to be qualified. So for some companies, it's just somebody who visits more than once and has looked at more than 3 pages, right, or something. For somebody like Evans, because they're products are pretty expensive, they'd probably want to know that, you know, the guys looked at 25 pages, maybe responded to invite for a webinar or something, and has returned maybe twice at least. And then all of a sudden, I didn't point out on some of the screens there, but they were in green. They're considered qualified as per the criteria they put in.
So do their site have to be designed to work with your service, or can they put tags within their site, just pass information back to actual design work?
Most of the sites that we install it in do not change anything, really, right? But that is actually a consideration, Mark, right? If they actually name the pages and actually designed it around the product to a degree, they could turn it into a pretty good lead scoring machine.
Maybe the second aspect of all that, they would set the parameters out.
Yep.
And like you said, they could potentially tweak the website to be more narrow traffic.
All right.
How do you install it?
There's 7 lines of JavaScript that would have to go on the pages of the website. Usually all of them, but not always.
How closely is this related to your Sugar CRM or DemoCampCalgary in terms of functionality or backend?
What's that again?
How closely is your platform related to either Sugar CRM or DemoCampCalgary in terms of either implementation of backend functionality?
Oh, we don't try to mimic Sugar or Salesforce or any of the CRM products, right? It's almost like middleware. It's built to be used to deliver that information into the CRM you happen to be using. So you notice although there's fields for phone numbers and so on and so forth, that's not really what it's meant for. It's to get that information into it. So Sugar CRM has been after us for a while actually to hook up with them.
All right. That's it. So thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks.